guys are scoring like you are inside the red zone with the red zone touchdowns and the red zone touchdown percentage. I mean, top 3 in the entire country. Can you walk us through that mentality and just what makes it click?
Well, I think it's something that all of us, it's been a point of emphasis since last year. Haven't kicked too many field goals last year, and something that credit to our guys. I mean, they've embraced that mindset and that level of focus from last season, and something that we've spent time on as a staff. And it's been fun to kind of dive into that and solve some problems, answer some questions, kind of stay ahead of things that way, and something we got to continue to do, because it's. Those windows are smaller down there. The margin for error is much less, and and even this year there's room and some opportunity for us to continue to get better. But just that mindset of finishing and not easing up after you've had a good drive, but being able to sprint through that finish line and punch that thing in. Our guys have done a great job.
What kind of thrill is it for you as a play caller when you can get a few guys their first touchdowns of their career?
It's always fun, and shoot, as a player, you always remember that first one, when and how it happens and all the things that going into it. And, with Oakley, his first one, I was talking to him afterwards, and he said, yeah, I heard the call, and I'm like, hey, this might be it, even that little kind of spark before the play even happens. So, but again, I think that's one really cool thing about what our players and what our guys have done this season is there's a great balance, and it gives us the opportunity as a staff and us as an offense to truly kind of move and take what that defense is giving us, and knowing that there's 5 different guys that could answer the bell on any play or situation, and they have. A lot of guys have stepped up and made some big plays.
Seems like one of the biggest challenges is they're only allowing about 3 yards per rush. What makes them so hard to run against?
They're physical. I think they're playing extremely hard. They have great length and size. I mean, they're hard to move, and so it's you got to find good angles and creases, and when you get them, you got to take advantage of it. So it's a great challenge for our guys. I know they're excited for that opportunity.
How important is it to get that semblance of a run game, if not a full-blown run game against Texas?
Well, I think it's something that we're going to have to work the game really well, because obviously it's not just in the rush. I mean, they're a good. Their defense has put up really, really good numbers in a lot of different categories. And so I think for us, being able to work the game and be patient, if maybe it's like, just because maybe you don't have a couple successful runs, you got to stay the course and continue to work the game from a staff standpoint and from a player standpoint. And obviously it's going to be a heavyweight fight, and it is every year. And got to make sure that we stay in it and stay focused and keep running our race.
Your defense has got it rolling pretty well right now. I'm just curious, are you able to be less aggressive or more aggressive based on what you think you're going to get from that side of the ball?
Maybe a little bit as the game is kind of progresses, but for myself and us as an offense, we're trying to score as many as we can every single week, and obviously we got to find a way to score one more than they do, whether that's 10-9 or 72-68, whatever. But that's more of a feel probably in game. I mean, we're trying to, again, like I said, score as many as we can every week.
How good of a blocker is Cooper at the second level right now?
He's fantastic, and you look at a lot of those guys, Beebs, Gilly, KT. I mean, those guys are athletic cats now. So being able to get them out on the edge with some of our schemes is a great thing, and we've had a lot of success with that. And so he's fantastic in every element of the game.
What would it have been like for you to run run behind him. You think?
I wouldn't have said no. No, but I was fortunate to play with some great ones too.
Would it be fair to say like your approach to the running back position right now is almost like the quarterback, where you're going hot hand in both spots at this point?
A little bit, and it's Coach Anderson's kind of managing that a little bit. Sometimes even mid-game, mid-flow, based on field position and kind of how things are going with me, and kind of where we're going with things schematically. But again, both of those guys have done a tremendous job. They've made some huge plays, and have great faith and trust in both of them that whatever situation they're in or we're in at the time, that they're going to answer the bell for us.
Maybe you've already answered that. I'm really good at that, showing up late.
No.
How important was
I tried to wait for you, by the way. They said, the heck was that.
Sorry, I'm just running on my own clock.
Okay.
Not cat time. How important was last week for Will to really have a really excellent week and kind of get that back?
Yeah, I think he's had a really a good couple weeks and kind of settled in well. And he's an unbelievable player, unbelievable person, and him being able to settle in and play as clean and as efficiently as he has is not surprising at all, but obviously great to see. And I know there's more in him too as we continue to push forward, and all of us try to get better. And he's done a great job leading, and he and Avery both have done a tremendous job through this whole process. So both are off the chart.
Big picture, what do you think you guys have been able to highlight tight ends in the passing game more this year than we've seen in the past?
I think first of all, I think we've got some really good length and really good talent at that position, which makes it easier. I think they've done a great job of when they've gotten matchups, being able to win and create separation at times, and there's a lot of great confidence and continuity between them and the quarterbacks. I think a lot of the things we're able to do complement our run game extremely well, and so we're able to pair some things up, whether it be formationally, action-wise, or whatever the situation is, to be able to put strain on people, and you create those extra gaps and extra hats in certain ways, then there's going to be some more space based on some of those fits to be able to get in the football. So combination of a lot of things, but first and foremost, they've worked their butts off, and really talented group.
How much will the outcome on Saturday predicate how the rest of the season's going to play out for you guys?
You know what? The Big 12 it's a 1 week season, and it has been the last 3 weeks for us, and nothing's going to change this week and won't change next week based on obviously the ball game. So we've just got to keep our nose down and truly focus on the little things that make you successful, play in and play out. And it sounds cliche, but the teams that are able to do that are able to provide that consistency, get better through the year, and ultimately finish where you want to be. So got to just keep that up. I feel like we've made some good progress in a lot of areas, some obvious, some not, that we have to continue here these next 4 weeks.
What was Avery's mentality after the fumble on Saturday?
Well, both my guys, and I think maybe probably a little bit is just how quarterbacks are wired, but there's no one that's harder on themselves than those two cats. And I'm speaking about Avery and Will. So, and both those guys are so invested and so passionate about trying to be excellent. Obviously, he was tore up and frustrated that he made a mistake, but at the end of the day, I had all the confidence, and those guys have confidence that, hey, you got to jump right back out there and learn from it and keep pressing forward. And so, I think his mindset was very positive in that way.